6:30, March 7th, 2023. I call this meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals to order. May I have a motion to open?
Motion to open.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. First order of business, we need to approve the minutes for January 31st, 2023.
Motion to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All set with that. We don't have any new meeting mail that, other than the papers you've distributed. We're gonna get right to our new business. Our first case number 2023.03.07A, case of Jonathan Thompson of 93 Miller Street, Middleborough, petitioning the board for a 12-foot variance for an addition located at 141 Hathaway Road. This request is being made under the provisions of section 3.31E3C. Mr. Thompson, step right up to the podium and we'll let you state your case. We do have your application in front of us, but we'll listen to your proposal.
Yeah, so this is the first time I've ever had to apply for anything like this before. I'm looking to build a garage for a customer of mine. He lives on a corner lot, and ultimately he's not quite within the setback from the side road to really build this garage. I'd like to request permission to be able to build the garage for him.
You are the builder?
I am, yes.
Homeowner's not here?
No, is he supposed to be?
No, it's up to you. You can represent, it's fine.
Okay, great.
Just sometimes the more information we have, the better. We have your application. We do have that you're proposing a 24 by 24 garage, and that because it is a road on a corner lot, that it is 25 foot in both directions, and you're looking for 13 feet. First, I'm going to ask if there's any abutters here who are for or against, want to speak on this at all. And then I'll ask if the board has any questions they'd like to direct towards Mr. Thompson.
No, you're doing you put a new septic in too? Sorry.
No,
Is that a new septic or is
It's
that?
the existing
That's the
septic.
existing? Okay. So it's just the garage?
The new garage printed in red, I believe, on
Okay.
everybody.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yep.
So that road turns, so they have two frontage.
Yeah,
Normally, they would be 25 foot off the front and 15 off a sideline,
yeah.
but technically they got two fronts and they get beat. So it looks like a variance of, I think it's 12 feet, but really it's more like 2 if you
Right,
call it a
right,
side
exactly,
yard.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
I don't know, I took a ride by. I mean, I don't think there's a big issue.
I drive
It is
by
on the
every day,
street, it
yeah.
is 13
Yeah,
feet.
my house.
It's, older area where the setbacks weren't so much then, so.
I'd like the motion to approve the petitioner's request for a variance.
I'll second that.
Okay.
There is a motion and a second. Any other discussion before we put it to a vote? Okay. There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Show of hands, please. Unanimous decision. You're all set.
awesome, thank you so much.
She's going to give you some paperwork you need to do before you take off, and then she'll explain to you. There is a delay. You have to, there's an appeal process, so it'd be 30 days before you can file it, but she'll tell you.
Oh, okay, great.
So the instructions are there, I'm gonna be signing one copy for you.
We'll get that signed and explained, and then we'll go on to the next one.
There's a paper,
This one's the next one. Not Tyler. Tyler, huh?
so it's going to
Yeah.
file, it's going to send the file tomorrow, and then you can have it send it to you.
Maybe we'll try and come on.
It's 20.
20, we'll try and send it.
Oh, you can sign.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. sure the sign rate's right.
Yeah, this one, and you signed this one for me. It's already-
Sign once in the side.
That'll be in a lot.
Just do like a copy.
Great.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have a great night.
You also,
All right. Next case, number 2023.03.07B. Case of Taylor Martin, of Westport, who is petitioning the board for variances to demolish and reconstruct a single-family dwelling at 15 Catherine Street. This request is being made under the provisions of Section 3.3.1E Development Standards. I see Mr. Davinian's here to represent. I just want to give everybody a little background on this. We did see a similar request a few months ago. I don't know if you were both there.
Yeah.
I know most of you were in favor of this, and I actually was not.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because it was a lot.
Mhm.
You know, there was,
This was the second property.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we allowed one, and then the other one, in my opinion, it just seemed like a real big house for that neighborhood
Right,
to
yeah.
be granting
Yeah, yeah.
leniency towards.
Yeah.
I asked Mr. Davinian to take a better look at it and
Mhm.
try to do something that would fit in better. So we're going to give
And
Mr.
here it
Davinian
is.
the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Dave Davignon from Schneider, Davignon and Leone, representing the applicant owner, who is Taylor Martin. Property, like you said, is 15 Catherine Street. We were here back in the fall. This was a property that was divided under an unusual law, under Mass General Law, which allows a property with 2 dwellings on it to be subdivided. This was the smaller of the 2, as you stated, and it's due to the being able to fit septics and wells on the lots to comply with today's regulations. That hearing, as you said, the board voted 3-2 in favor, but we need a 4-1 vote in order for it to pass. So since that time, went back to the client and we downsized it significantly. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 16, that allows us to come back to the board with what we call a repetitive petition. First step in that process is to go to the planning board. The planning board has to make a determination that the project has been downsized significantly. They did make that determination. I think that was done back in November or December. The board voted 4-0 that the changes are significant. In your packets, there's a memo from town council, which planning board asked for, so they knew, what they were doing was correct. There's also a signature page from the board. And basically, we need the board, the ZBA, to make the same finding before we actually proceed with voting on the project for the variances. And the finding is that the original proposal was a larger building, 2 stories in size, with a 1-stall garage attached to it. And the new proposal is a 1-story ranch, 864 square feet. The prior building, 2 stories, comprised 2,128 square feet, so the reduction was 59.4% in the living space area of the house. The garage was eliminated from the project. That's 308 square feet taken off the proposal, which reduced the lot coverage from proposed prior 13.4% down to 9.2%. So the total lot coverage came down 568 square feet. The building dwelling footprint was previously proposed at 1,064 square feet. Now it's 864 square feet, and that's an 18.8% reduction. So essentially what we're proposing is a 1-story ranch, which is very compatible with the neighborhood. It's actually less in square footage size if you were to do a comparison of majority of the neighborhood. There is a colonial across the street, but that was built about 17, 18 years ago. The rest of the cottages in the neighborhood are anywhere between 800 and 1,100 square feet. So the first step we asked the board is to vote that this is a significant change, which would allow the board to proceed with voting for the variances. I'd be happy to go through the variances again if Mr. Chairman wants me to. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. We do have a diagram within your packet which showed in red what the downsize will be versus what was there. We also have house plans in there showing a one-story ranch with a front porch, no garage.
Personally, I'm very happy with the changes you made. I appreciate what you've done, and I do think it much better suits and fits the neighborhood. Again, before we get too involved on this side, I just want to see if there's any abutters here that want to speak for or against this project.
I'm for it.
On board?
Yep.
Um,
It just definitely fits it a lot better.
Yeah,
It does.
sure does.
And
Mhm.
I didn't mean to be critical the last time, it was
Yeah.
overwhelming for what was there, and we're taking a lot, as you said, and getting 2 lots out of it, and again, Mass Law said you could do that, but you also needed variances and stuff, so I'm happy to allow the variances when they're not so overwhelming. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. It does sound like we need to take a vote first. Again, I asked him to go back. I do feel that he significantly downgraded the project so that it does constitute a new hearing and he's able to come and return to us, whereas, again, law says he can't return with the same application within 3 years. So I would like just to ask the vote to
I'd like a
vote that.
motion to allow a hearing, yes.
Okay,
Second it?
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
So now we need to allow for the variances as requested on the application if you'd like to see this project proceed. So we have a motion.
I make a motion to allow it.
Yeah, I'll second that.
And we have a motion and a second to allow the variances, both in the square footage and the setbacks and lot width and lot depth. Any other questions? Do I have to put it to a vote?
Yep.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Also.
Yeah, it fits it a lot better,
Yeah.
for sure.
Appreciate your work on that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's gonna make the neighborhood better.
Mr. DeBoer?
Okay,
I will be there.
our next order of business this evening
No tough,
I have somewhere here. That's not it. The next order of business is we have to acknowledge the letter we have received. We have 2 open meeting law complaints received for the case number 2022.09.20B regarding 207 Leonard Street. As everybody on the board is aware, this case was a few months old. We denied the petitioner's request for a tower at a 3-to-1 vote. Since then, there was litigation from the petitioners, and we, along with the Board of Selectmen and Town Council, met to discuss allowing Town Council to handle that without any part one way or another on our end. So we didn't have any open meeting law violation, but we do have a complaint. We do have to answer it. So I do need to go into executive session to answer any questions, do any discussion, and then come back into regular session with a vote if we so choose to take one on how to move forward. So I do need a
Motion. to
Motion.
Executive session.
and a second, and I need a roll call vote. So I'm gonna go in order. Mr.
Yeah,
Lowry,
yes.
roll call, everybody's in.
Yep, everybody's.
We are in executive. Okay, we're back on air, we're back live to close our executive session meeting, reopen our regular session, and share with the public what we did in executive session. So I'll ask for a motion in a second again to reconvene.
Make a motion to reconvene.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're back in open session. In executive session, we all agreed that we were gonna let town council answer the complaint regarding a complaint of open meeting law violation.
Yep.
We voted to do that in executive session. I would like just a roll call vote that that's what took place, and open session for the record. Mr. Lally?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. DeTerra? Mr. Leonard? Mr. Whitehead?
Yes.
Bob Brown?
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown.
We will share our vote with the town administrator and town council and have them answer the complaint.
Yes.
Having no other business this evening before us, do we have anything to schedule the next meeting?
No, we don't.
Okay, so with nothing on the roster, there's no reason to schedule
Okay.
a March meeting at this time. Once we've had something in, Ms. Costco will let me know, and we'll schedule a meeting moving forward.
Very good.
April.
March or April, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at our minutes versus our,
Okay.
so yeah, at this point, we'll have no meeting in April, but if one is required, if anybody comes in quicker, we'll
We don't.
take that moving forward, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
Mhm.
All in favor?